Hey guys, welcome to our recap of episode 22 of Big Brother 17.
Well, it's an S week. Instead of a J&J, Steve and Shelly are on the block.
Oh, S. Okay, so Steve is really pissed because Becky called him out in front of everybody, and he doesn't like that. He thinks he's a big target.
Well, Vanessa's pissed because she's not on the block and she doesn't have a
Well, she's
deal in
glad
play.
she's not on the block,
Yeah.
but she's a little worried she could be a backdoor option.
So Shelly, she's not pissed. She's gonna fight.
I'm gonna fight. It's like whatever. Clay's on, and she doesn't talk like that.
Yeah,
That's just what I
pretty
hear.
accurate.
That's what I hear.
Yeah, you know, she's all alone now, so she's just gonna fight and see if she could stay, and it's whatever.
All right, well, Steve has been getting like an extremely creepy edit lately.
Well, he's also dating all the cameras in the house.
I know, but still, I feel like Big Brother is like making him out to be like this freaking murderer, and he's not.
He tells the cameras everything.
He does like to talk to the cameras a lot, but I appreciate that. As a live feeder, you like to hear what's going on because we don't see the diary room sessions until
the show.
And
you don't
and
see
those
the
aren't
ones
always
that don't
100%
make it.
accurate.
But you know what? He hets Becky a lot. He's been hetting her for
They're
weeks. Yeah. It's creepy.
Okay. Well, Vanessa is talking to Shelly, and she's complaining because she thinks that she's the target this week, and Shelly's just like, I'm up on the block. Blah.
Yeah, really. I can't believe she's such a pain in the ass. You know, she's like, oh, what if I go up? Hello? You're standing next to someone who's actually on the block.
Yeah. Well, it's time for Jackie to shed her armitard.
She's a knight of the round table.
Yeah.
Do, 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 do.
This scene was so much like Spamalot when they go to Camelot.
Yeah.
And they have the lounge singer who's in the armor, and she like does the strip tease.
Yeah.
But James was just like the whole time.
Hello. Jackie does not have an ounce of fat on her.
She's a professional dancer.
Well, it freaking shows because she's probably one of the only ones in the house who could really wear that shiny, clingy suit and not look like poop.
Okay.
Well,
not like a hot dog in the foil when you get it at the at the ballpark.
yeah.
Okay, well, that was all fun, but now it's people were talking about who's going to play in the power veto, what's going on here. So a lot of people were like, if you get house guest choice, who are you going to pick? Who are you going to pick, Shelly? Who are you going to pick, Steve?
Well, Vanessa really wants to be picked for house guest choice because she wants to be the master of her own destiny.
Right, so she's telling Shelly, pick me. If I win, I'll use it on you. You're safe. I'll be safe. It's great. So if you want to throw it to me, that's cool.
Well, Johnny Mac also told Shelly, if you get house guest choice, pick me!
Pick me, I'll use it on you.
Yeah,
because he wants to see this plan go through, and for Vanessa to go up on the block.
But he doesn't realize that Vanessa's working with Steve, so when he goes to tell Steve, if you get house guest choice, pick me, Steve is like, what?
He doesn't know who to pick because, you know, both of them are asking both of them.
Yeah.
Shelly, no. Vanessa and Johnny Mac are both asking Steve and Shelly to pick them for house guest choice. So they're both like, what do we do here?
Well,
so
if Johnny Mac wins after he gets picked, he said he's not going to take Steve down. And
Steve was just like,
why?
what? He was like, yeah, man, I gotta use it on Shelly. Yeah.
And Steve's freaking out a little bit because it doesn't really sit too well with him.
Well, Johnny Mac's just like, dude, you gotta trust me here.
No one's going after you. You're a freaking wallflower.
All right, the perks of being a wallflower.
Exactly. So the Oz twins are hanging out by the pool.
They're all.
Yeah. It's very awkward.
This was a great
Julia
scene.
is sitting in the hot tub and the other two are on the lounges and
Julia's just like,
talk about third wheel.
but what the hell? Liz said in her diary room that she's starting to like Austin. What? That's not the vibe that I was getting. But if she says it,
well, Julia's pissed and grossed out. I am agreeing.
Okay. Well,
Time to
it's
pick players for the veto.
it's finally here.
So Becky chooses first as head of household, and she picks Austin.
Steve picks out Meg.
But Shelley got the old house guest choice.
Oh boy, what is she gonna do?
I'm gonna pick Vanessa. What?
Johnny Mac was just like,
Yeah.
Becky was just like,
Something tells me he's gonna get the drill out later and start digging for some gold.
all right, so
Are you safe? Are you safe?
so Johnny Mac is like, Shelly, what's going on here?
Why the hell did you pick Vanessa?
She's like, I had to pick her, or Vanessa would have freaked out, and I had to do it. And
No, you didn't. But whatever. Don't let her win it.
it's gonna mess up the whole plan if Vanessa wins.
No, I know. All right, so it's time for the veto comp. And
This is one of my new favorite veto competitions. They did this last season. It's Big Brother Comics, and it's the best.
I absolutely love this because it reminds me of the Nerd Show when they have the comics representing all of them. So you use a zip line, you peek in
I wonder if it's the same
comic
artist.
studio. I'm sure.
It might be.
And you have to recreate the order of the comics.
There's a comic for each house guest, including Jace.
Yeah, but there's two for each, and they're just slightly different. You know, like, what's the differences between this picture and this picture?
Right.
So you have to pick the right one, which isn't that easy.
And this is a one-at-a-time competition, which means it took forever
That's
on the
right.
feeds.
Some of them, you could tell they really were like, this is awesome. And some of them, they were like, ugh, whatever. We'll phone it in.
You mean for the characters?
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's talk about the characters.
All right, Becky was Trainiac. That was okay.
John, Dr. Drill.
Yeah, Jeff, the salesman.
That was a little weak.
James, Captain Camo.
Again, I feel like they could have done better for James,
Yeah.
but okay.
Yeah. Meg, the Big Apple. They had the facial
This was great.
expression
Yeah,
perfect.
she's always like,
Yeah. Jackie, the super showgirl.
okay. Austin, the barbarian.
That was pretty good.
He's got that beard pony.
Steve, the engineer. It should have been Steve, the creeper.
Oh, that's so mean, though.
But it's true. It's only funny because it's true.
Davon, Mama Day.
Jason,
She wasn't around very long, so I mean, like, only so much you can do for some of them.
The Mylantor.
Oh, Jason, I love you!
Clean up on aisle 17.
All right, Audrey was the best. I'm saying it right now. Audrey's was my favorite.
I definitely agree with that.
Hers was the blanket. She's going under covers.
They totally captured her perfectly.
Oh, it was so great.
Clay, Mr. Perfection.
Shelly is the Puma.
Julia, the South Beach Savior.
I love that they called out Vanessa for her hat as the Mad Hatter. That was great.
I love that too. Liz, the Bikini Bandit. Oh.
She'll steal your heart and your wallet.
That's true.
And Jace, the bro. Bros
Yeah.
before foes.
That was a good one.
They should have called him the Invisible Man.
Yeah.
Where'd he go?
Who's he?
Yeah.
So Steve was actually the most logical in doing this.
I mean, he was the only one that really, like, made sense.
Everybody else, they kind of like blew it with the differences.
You put them in order, right? You figure out the order.
Right.
And then you look at the comparisons, you figure out what's different in each of them, and then you go through and confirm it. That makes sense.
It was kind of funny though that Becky's comic gave him the most trouble because now he's even more pissed at her. Well, Shelley sucked. No surprise
She
there.
went in there with no strategy at all. She was just like, oh, I just have to get them in order, right?
5 minutes. She totally overlooked the differences between the two. Would she think they were both the same?
I don't know.
Steve actually won
He ended up winning.
in 13
His time was
minutes.
13
plus
something. Yeah, and can you believe this? Meg was second place. She was only behind by like 2
I never would have
minutes.
predicted that. Never.
Go Meg, Big Apple.
I guess her eyes work. All right.
Yeah.
Because that's all you really need.
Well, I guess.
And strong arms.
All right, so Vanessa is a little bit worried now that Steve has won the veto. That means it's definitely going to get used.
Yes.
So, like, somebody's gonna have to go up.
I should go talk to Becky.
Yes. All right. So Becky is like a few glasses into her bottle of wine. She's just like,
And Vanessa's like, I really don't want to bother you while you're enjoying yourself, but I will.
So Becky's just like, Vanessa, you're so paranoid. Like, just relax, girl. You're not going up, girl. You're not going up on the block. What?
So Vanessa thinks she's all good and she's ready to pull those suspenders up and party. And it's time for the veto meeting.
All right. So, of course, Steve uses the power veto on himself.
Duh. And Becky says, this is personal. Take a seat, Vanessa.
She even wore a different hat for the ceremony.
She's like, you turn on a dime, I
don't even know who you're working
with. Exactly. So now we want to know from you guys who you with.
It's Vanessa versus Shelly up on the block. Is this real? Is this really real?
Oh, this is real. This is really real.
Yeah.
So who do you
Exciting
want to
stuff.
go home? I can't even decide right now.
Either way, man. Either way.
I think I'm leaning towards Vanessa, but either way, it's a win-win.
It's a win-win.
So let us know what you think in the comments.
And tomorrow is double eviction, so get ready.
Wow.
I know.
All right. Until next time.
Much love.
2, 1.